Okay, I'm going to break this down into a couple of separate little videos because there's a lot of things I want to go over. But I want to point out, this is all review. We did a whole unit on this last semester, okay? So this should be coming back to you so fast. Whew. All right, so solving one-step variable equations. This is one step right here where you just, if you see it's plus 5, you subtract 5. If it was minus 5, you'd add 5. If it was times 5, you'd divide by 5. If you divided by 5, you'd multiply by 5. We talked about that, right? It's called an inverse operation. It's kind of like doing the opposite of what it says. So looking at this equation here, the first thing I want to do in order to isolate my variable, because that's what we're doing, we got to get our x alone. So I'm going to get rid of this -6. I need to move it to the other side of my equal sign. Since it subtracts 6 here, I'm going to do the inverse operation, which means I'm going to add 6 to both sides. This becomes 0. 19 plus 6 is 25. So I end up with 5x equaling 25. Now this is 5 times x. So we're going to do, the inverse operation, or kind of like the opposite of that. So I'm going to divide both sides by 5. Anything divided by itself is 1. So I have my 1x, which is what I'm looking for, right? I want 1x. And we have 25 divided by 5, which is 5. That should look extremely familiar because we've done these. All right, so let's go on to the next one. Oh, I've got another 5x. This time we have plus 15. We're adding. So we're going to do the inverse operation. We're going to subtract 15 from both sides of my equation. Whoops, sorry, that's all wiggly. Sorry. Okay, so I have 5 here. 15 minus 15 is 0. So we have 5x equals 5. We divide both sides by 5, and we do that because it's a 5 in front of the x, 5 times x, so we divide. Do the inverse operation. Anything divided by itself is 1, so x equals 1. All right, here we go to the bottom. 2x minus 10 equals 4. We are subtracting. Since we are subtracting, we do the inverse operation. We add 10 to both sides. That cancels out and becomes 0. And I end up with 2x equaling 4 plus 10 is 14. It's 2 times x. We do the inverse operation. So we divide both sides by 2. And I end up with x equaling 7. Pretty sure you guys should be able to do that in your sleep at this point. So we're going to come here. Now we have some multi-step equations. All right. So now I have a variable on both sides of the equation, which means I'm going to try and get all the x's on one side and all the numbers without an x on the other side. This is a positive 3x, so I'm going to subtract 3x from both sides. That's a 0. 5x minus 3x is 2x minus 2 equals 4, not 40. Again, subtract 2, so I'm going to add 2, inverse operation. Those cancel. 2x equals 6. I'm going to divide both sides by 2. I get x equals 3. Should be a walk in the park for you guys. Okay, again, I need to get x's on both sides of this equation. Does it matter which side the x's go on? No, it doesn't. It really, really doesn't. And since I'd rather have a positive x, I'm going to take this is a point, by the way, it's not a minus. Since it's a positive 2x and a positive 6x, I'm going to subtract 2x just to keep my x positive. So minus 2x minus 2x. Those cancel. I get 3 equals 6x minus 2x is 4x minus 5. Again, I need to isolate this variable, so I'm going to add 5 to both sides. Those cancel. And I get 8 equals 4x. I'm going to divide both sides by 4. And I get, whoops, couldn't see that, sorry. Divide both sides by 4. And I'm going to get 2 equals x, or x equals 2. Ta-da! That should look super familiar. We did this and did this. All right, I'll make the next video. Bye.